Hey everybody, welcome back to C.I.K Gaming. I'm sorry if you hear a train in the background. I apologize. I don't know what the train is doing, going back and forth, but it just gets louder, disappears. I guess they're like backing up and doing something. Oh my god, I'm about to lose my fucking temper with this train. Oh my god, it's so stupid. I've been trying to record this video for 15 minutes, and this train is still in the same area, just blaring that fucking horn like it's alright, like we have nothing else better to do. You done? But I've literally been trying to record for 30 minutes, and every time I think I'm ready to record and I think the train has moved on, it just comes back. And the only reason I'm going to leave it in the video is because I'm talking about petty gaming today. I've been trying to talk about petty gaming for a while and how Albion is the worst of it. And this is actually kind of a two-part series. It's kind of like a two-part video. One is like, this is one of the things that I find is wrong with Albion in the most core essential level, which is that the pettiness of it is not overridden by like more of a righteous system. So I'll explain that in a minute. So in Albion Online, you have I don't want to do a deep dive on Albion, on the corruption of Albion from the top down, like to the, us as the grunts just playing like solo players. We don't mean anything in the game. Our experience is so tiny and random, and our actual impact in the game is so small that it would be really hard for anybody to notice us or miss us. Individual players don't threaten the guild unless, possibly you joined a guild, and then we're able to, like, I don't know, infiltrate and destroy. Anyways, I noticed that in one of my other videos I was talking about, oh no, I think I just deleted it, never mind. But I was trying to do this video on the pettiness of Albion, and when it became okay for us as players. I can hear the train is about to but I don't care. It's petty. That's petty, and this is a petty video, so it'll be totally fine. But when did video games make it okay for everybody to just kill each other? And what I mean by that is when you look at the most successful game, in my opinion, of all time for a season, a couple of years, maybe 5-6 years, that was World of Warcraft. At its heyday, Wrath of the Lich King. Like Burning Crusades into the Wrath of the Lich King, that game was phenomenal. That was when like the meme of people like literally quitting their jobs and dropping out of college to play WoW was realistic. Like I knew people that had done that. I myself had quit a job because I would much rather stay at home and play WoW than go to work when I didn't really need to because I was in college kind of thing. Like I didn't study like I was supposed to. I'm too busy playing WoW. And it continued on, and when I got done with college, it was crazy. It was absolutely insane how much I played that damn game. 6 years straight, and I don't regret it. That's the other thing, is I look back on that time, and I don't regret it. And I was thinking about it because I'm playing Albion right now, another MMO, but it's a MMO, Albion Online is completely different in the regards of like, okay, you can trust absolutely nobody in Albion Online. You don't have a faction, you don't have a team. The only system that exists kind of like that is if you can join a guild. If you can join a guild, and then, even then, your loyalty is 100% depending on your loyalty as a person. But there is no system in the game that forces you to be in some kind of an alliance, or in some kind of a friendship, or in some kind of a group. Just 1 second. So like in World of Warcraft, for instance, when you were a member of the Horde, you were actually a member of the Horde. Meaning that you and all other Horde players shared this struggle against the Alliance and vice versa. So now I've got all my Horde brothers that they can't troll me. They can't mess me up. They can't kill me, take my stuff. They can't affect me negatively in any way. The Alliance, however, can. They can fly all the way over from their questing zones and destroy our quest givers and mess our whole shit up for the night. They can do that. And then we as Horde players look at the Alliance like, what a bunch of assholes, and then we're ready to go fight them. And then we start, getting these huge groups together and these massive battles happen. It was awesome. But by default, the Horde has a team and the Alliance has a team. In Albion, nobody has a team. It's literally everybody versus everybody. And there's no system for that. And you think about like faction warfare, but that only exists in like, that doesn't exist everywhere. That only exists for a couple things And the reason the reason that exists is really just to fuel the guilds with extra free stuff. Why can't we run, as players? Why can't we faction up, for instance, in the Black Zone? Why can't we invade the Black Zone as faction brothers? You know what I'm saying? Bridgewatch, let's go! Everybody factions up, we go to the Black Zone, we gather all the resources, we fight the guilds, we do all that cool stuff, we come back, and it's all for the city, all for this one massive guild that exists, and the player community that lives out of Bridgewatch. So we have like non-lethal PvP, of course, but then we get to the Black Zone. Now we get to go fight the guilds, Fort Sterling, Martin, like everybody else, in the Black Zone. You see what I'm saying? Well, why don't they have that? How come that if we spend all night, factioned up, me and 100 guys, having the time of our lives, fighting, if I'm in Bridgewatch, we're fighting Limhurst, we're fighting Martlock, we're maybe we try our luck and go to the red zones and we start trying to fight Caerleon players, whatever. How come when we do that, we have fun, we get faction points, everything's great? I mean, you still got to pay for your repair bill. That's like the military literally making you pay for your equipment. And then I don't want to do that. But the faction warfare system is pretty damn petty too. And it's pretty terrible. But then so look at it this way. We spend all night fighting, right? It's Bridgewatch for life. Yeah, we fight and we win, we heal each other, we're shielding, we have good times. Parties established. I'm like, hey, let's go to the Black Zone. So all 100 guys, we stay factioned up, go through the Black Zone portal. It kicks us out of being faction flagged. And now we're all enemies, basically. And then everybody can just simply turn around and start fighting each other. Murder spree. And the only way to come together in Albion, literally, is through a guild system, but even that's not 100%. It's petty. Why is it? In a way, it's almost as if games know that there's no system that will bring us together anymore. If there is a system that lets us kill each other and take everybody's stuff, we'll do it. And we won't think twice. Won't worry about messing that person's night up. He could have had a really bad day. He could be sad. He could be right on the edge of serious stuff. And he just wants to come to a video game and have fun, maybe laugh a little bit, have some conversations, and go maybe skin some deer or something, And then he goes to skin this deer and he gets ganked. 15 dudes just beat the shit out of him. As he's trying to kill some low-level animal just to skin. And then he's got to sit there for 3 minutes waiting on his, waiting to be able to respawn. And they're waiting too. They're laughing at him, poking fun at him. It's like the bully system is legit in games like this. And it's like, what is the point of the pettiness of these damn games? I don't understand. Because there's also no, flipped righteous version. Do you know what I'm saying? And I guess the deeper and bigger picture and or question here is really, I'm looking at it more from a social experiment type thing, which is where without repercussions, especially in the virtual world, of course, without repercussions, it seems like if you give everybody the knife to stab your friend in the back and you can profit from it, nobody will think twice about doing that. I've been in so many parties, or I've partied up with so many players, and go into the Black Zone, attempting to do fun stuff together faster and then have a little bit of safety in it, only to get hit one time by the boss and the person that I'm with leave the party and then instantly try to kill me and take my stuff. And it happened once. He owned me bad. I didn't know that. I didn't know you could leave a party that quick. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what? We were just friends fighting this thing. And then as soon as I got hit, you literally left the party and one-shotted me. And that is like the definition of this petty stuff. I was truly blown away by it. And it's just fascinating to me that people, like gamers, right? I thought gamers would be some of the most righteous, intelligent, most come together people in existence, right? At least left in America. Like gamers are kind of separated from a lot of other aspects of life. So in the virtual world, I thought we would all, in a way, be brothers and sisters, right? PvP is fine, but not necessarily in a blood way, right? I don't want to kill anybody and take their stuff. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to cause that pain on somebody else. So I'm basically never the one to strike first. Let me put it that way. But if you try, I'm developing the skills to actually win. And I'm having fun. I'm enjoying the pettiness of it. But I think it's more of a bigger picture about the minds of us. A deeper dive into the look at the minds of gamers. When is gameplay like that actually worth playing? When is it fun? Or when did it become fun to run around looking for people who are like literally working in the game? Gatherers and things like that. They're literally working. Like, they're chopping down trees and gathering resources to bring back to the city to sell, so then crafters can take those things and craft them, or refiners can then refine them, and then crafters can craft them into the items that the players use. And when did we decide, you know what, those gatherers, we should kill them and take all their stuff? Because then we could just, they're easy targets because they don't have combat equipment on. Maybe they can get away, but not usually. Not by a good group, not by good players at least, or equipped with catch sets and multiple players, things like that. It's just weird. And I think there's something to consider and ponder there when it comes to how we as gamers are approaching these games. And I think about it all the time. Like, what I do in the game, I think affects me in real life. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never played a villain in any game. Do you know what I mean? I'm careful with the games that I choose to play, especially games that have extreme levels of like magic and stuff like that. Like, a good example is in Albion, I don't use the curse staff. I don't use it. Warlock, demonic energy, blah blah blah. I'm good, man. I'm good, thank you. I try to stay separate from that in every aspect, including virtual, because there's real life magic is, real life magic. Demons are real, and I try to stay away from those. I don't want to use cursed items and things like that. It's the reason I'm a non-artifact crafter. Like, I generally play with weapons that are not artifact, right? And try to make them work. And I think they do it I think they make it hard to play with those on purpose. But there's principles behind how I live and how I game. I try to be nice even in the game, just like I am in real life. Help people out, blah, 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 all that good stuff. But when did it just be okay? It's more of a question for like us as gamers to ask ourselves and to think about and to ponder and consider different options here. When did it be okay for us to be such dickheads in a video game? And when did that become normal? And when did we accept it? More so than that, when do we really accept just being a douchebag in a video game? And everybody is the same level of douchebag, so it's all okay. Like, when did it become so rare to be nice in a game that, you can't even, in Albion, you can be nice, but only in safe areas. If you go into the black zone, you can't be nice to people. They'll just kill you and take your stuff. And I think that's fascinating. I think Albion's more of a social experiment, really, than an actual video game. And it's so cool because, like, it's almost like I'm doing a video on women next. Women's morality versus men's morality, where it comes from. Why women seem to do things differently than men. And one of the things about women is that women have this system where they don't really have morality necessarily. They only have what they can. If you take the term morality, for men, it means something different than for women. For women, it means whatever they can do and get away with and not get caught and not go to jail for it. Whatever's like socially acceptable, regardless of whether it's morally right or wrong. right or wrong doesn't mean anything to them. It's, can I do this and get away with it, right? Or does everybody think this is okay? Or are there people that support this bad decision that I'm about to make? Are there more of them? Then I'll just listen to them and do that thing. And like abortion's a pretty good example of this. Abortion's a pretty good example of this. I mean, think about the sales pitch for that. Imagine you as a man, and there's a doctor in front of you, and he's like, and you're like, hey, I'm pregnant. And the doctor's like, well, hey, let me handle that for you. And you're like, okay, well, how do you do that? And he's like, well, I go in with this, and I do this, and I twist and cut this, and inject this, and do this, and I pull everything out. And the guy's like, oh, no, that sounds absolutely horrible. Like, terrible. No, thank you, I'm good. And women are like, oh, okay, well, as long as I don't have to see it. And then guys on the same level, if they're, the selfishness there, that system, girl that they don't want to have a baby with gets pregnant, they're like, yeah, get an abortion, I don't care. I don't want to see it. I'm not paying for it. I'll pay for the abortion. And it's like this petty, evil, wicked system in a video game coming forth into reality almost in a way. And I've noticed it too. I've noticed games like Fortnite. Kill people, take all their stuff. Call of Duty Warzone. Kill people, take all their stuff. Ark. Kill people, loot their base, take all their stuff. There's like a trend here now, right? There's like an actual trend of games that want you to kill each other and take each other's stuff. And they don't let you work together. There's no benefit to it. I mean, there's tremendous benefits to it, of course, but nobody, like the systems are not, like the games are not allowing for it, and players individually have to come up with it. And it's not happening. Only the guilds with the big money are able to get any kind of cooperation, teamwork, and togetherness. Everybody else is just fighting for the scraps, and it's like just like real life. It's just like real life. Nobody wants to work together to accomplish anything. They want to do it independently and solo, and they want to steal from everybody else. And it's petty, and it's sad, and it's terrible, and it makes me cry a little bit on the inside. But it's the world that we live in, and now it's the virtual world that we live in as well. I have a solution to this, which I'm working on. I'll be working on this in the coming months. Is fixing Albion's, not necessarily economy, but building a community within Albion of the same kind of thinking players who want to do the same kind of stuff and want to have fun. And to do this, I have to open the guild up, but I'm not quite ready yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to go full-time Albion guild running. I may just try to make some friends and have fun small time. Let Albion's larger picture be developed on its own. But if I have one more night of getting ripped off and getting pissed off, then I'm going to have to do something pretty drastic. And I'll probably have to crush Albion's guilds, like the pimp or like the virtual pimp that I can be, doing things that only I know how to do to rally people to my cause, so on and so forth. So that'll be coming up later. Hopefully this year I'll be able to start, and I've already got the guild, but I'll be able to establish an actual guild, set times for this, set times for that, and then the content that we run. Looking forward to it. Right now, it's just me and my wife, but eventually it'll be my children, then it'll be my friends, then it'll be the gaming community, the YouTube community, maybe Eckhart, maybe Swole Benji, maybe Scripted Gaming, big alliance of all these YouTubers and guys who are just tired of the guilds in the black zone messing up the economy for all the regular players. And maybe it's time that the Royal Continent got together and maybe stopped having faction warfare and maybe just went to the maybe lived in the Royal Continent and took the fight to the guilds out in the black zone. Tier 4 armies costing billions. Sounds like a pretty good idea to me. Seems like something that would be an amazing YouTube series. But y'all have a wonderful night. Enjoy my terrible arena gameplay. It's not terrible, but I'm done healing in Albion. Crossbow only, guys. Y'all have a good night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Remember, don't be petty in these games. Try to be at least not a terrible person. Have a good night.
Shall I fix or break that?
Take care.